Before we get started, keep in mind what your x values are, your y values are. Always get them straight. And if you forget, because when you start flipping images, you may start forgetting which way you're going. So here you are. If you flip the image vertically, which is up or down, or horizontally across, but if you turn around and you flip here, and you take this triangle A, and you flip it here, you're flipping it across the y, I'm sorry, across the x-axis. I always do that because I always look at y, look at x, but you're flipping it pretty much across the x. Okay, but this here is across the y. See, that's just a straight rotation. Straight, like went over 1, 2, 2 turns. We'll get into that later, but right now let's get into some problems. You have reflections. When you have a reflection across the x-axis, x is going to do what? Stay the same, but y changes. So don't make that too hard. If you have -1 over here, but your point is here, let's say the y value is a 2, pretend you're folding a sheet of paper. When you get ready to fold that sheet of paper, this is going to come over here. And this is +1, I'm sorry. So this is still gonna fold a sheet of paper. Y is the one that you're really worried about changes. These are just rules. In general, most people say, yeah, but if you fold the paper, this comes over to -1. That's another rule. That's another rule. Think about that. That is because you are flipping it across the y-axis. In this issue, you are flipping it across the x-axis, and the x-axis is horizontal. So what's going to happen here? Your x value is going to be, let's say it's 1. Your y value, let's say you had 1, 1, is one of your points on a triangle. And the only one I'm caring about right now is 1, 1. Okay, the other ones are going to flip anyway. So it's the only one I care about. It's 1, 1. So when I get ready to flip it across the x, what's going to happen? This is going to fold down. Or it's going to fold over, because it's folding over. So it's -1. And that's this value, the y, because you're folding like a sheet of paper. So this is 1, 1. So when this folds over, this still becomes like 1, but this is -1 now. So it folds like here. And now your point becomes here. So if you just think about it conceptually, reflection across the y-axis means when we started here, because you're going across like this, you're taking a sheet of paper or a triangle or something, or quadrilateral, which is 4 sides, and you're flipping this boy over here. And so he comes over here and he becomes negative. Those are your rules. Reflection across the line of y equals x. What does that mean? The line of y equals x means that x is going to be here or here, and every point on that value is going to be x. So therefore, if you see something that says y equals 2, means all your values are going to be 2. All your x values. And y is going to change. It's one of the hardest concepts students have. And it's hard to understand because that means that no matter what value x is, y is, x is always going to be the same. It's always going to be 2. So when y is 1 and y is -1, let's pretend y is -1, x is 2. Y is 0. What's x? 2. That's what that means. Okay, reflection across the line of y equals -x. The negative xy, both of them are going to be negative. Okay, hopefully you won't get any of these kind of problems. These are some of the hardest to understand when you're doing transformations. Okay, so let's move over and let's get this. What are the vertices of triangle ABC produced by -3, -6? Now listen, this is the triangle that is produced. And by the way, this means like a rotation. These things mean it's been rotated, it's been converged, it's been changed. So this is the new triangle. That's what they're talking about. They are not talking about the old triangle. What they want you to do is find the value of what the old triangle was. So they're asking you what's going on, and they put them all close together. And like you start thinking, I can guess, I can think it through. But here's the situation. On the real problem, you had this original triangle. So all you had to do was add the points. So you use the value of A and you add -3. So what is the value of A? Be careful before you start adding values. I always do mine first. The value of A was 3 originally. That's the X value. Plus -3. Which is going to give me what, guys? I'm going to put it here. I'm going to do it in green. It's going to give me 0. Why did I do just the A's? Because I want to keep my X values the same right now. And I can remind myself that I still have to go and do the greens, the 6s, I called them the greens, the other 6s, okay, because this says +6 to the Y values. That's what this is, X and Y. X is always listed first. So if I wanted to, I'd go ahead and I could add this here and I'd get 6. And excuse me, +6, because this is 0. 0 plus 6 is 6. So I've done A. Now, if I want to do B, come on guys, let's do a different color. What do? 3 minus 3 is going to give you 0. -2 plus 6 is not -4, it's 4. And if I want to do C, what's going on? 0, -3 is -3. Punchy. That's supposed to be a bracket. -3 plus 6 is going to be 3. So I've already done them. Okay, if you do it that way, instead of listening to what I do in class, I'd sometimes make people say, okay, you're going to go down, you're going to figure. Guess what? 6 is positive, -3 is to the X, so it changed. So what are you doing? Are you going to go across the X? See, you have to figure that out because, unfortunately, because X's value changed, you are. So I went ahead and did the math here so you could see it better. And you got your 0 point. Set your A value, which we already did. Set your new. This is the new value. Okay, so then your new value for B is 0 and 4. Keep in mind, I've seen people do careless errors, and sometimes none of us are perfect. We all do them, but when you're taking a test, they count against you. And that one little silly error, like forgetting that -2 plus 6, and you make this negative, gets the whole problem wrong. Although up here, I don't think they have a -6. No, they kind of don't. Okay, so now, what do? Okay, you have here, 0, -3, -3, you're adding the values for X, and then for Y, -3 plus 6 gave you a +3. You can be done, but I like to plot. So now those are your values. Now you're going to plot the values. And when you get ready to plot the values, you're going to see what's happening. Okay, our original points were to do what? Go -3 and then go over 6, and this is positive. So I'm going to go ahead and put a plus here, but it's positive 6. Your A point, you went over 3. 1, 2, 3 put you at 0. Then you went up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Checks out. B point, you went over 3 because you were at positive 3. 1, 2, 3 put you at 0. But from this -2 position, you went up 6. From here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put you at 4. Why is that? -2 up 6 equals -4. So this checks out. Over here you were at 0, so you just started here, but you had to go over 3. So what are you doing? You're not going up, you're going over. 1, 2, 3. Then from there you're going up 6, but this is -3 plus 6. This is the stronger and the larger value, equals +3. So you're going to go up 1, 2, from here, you're at 0, so you're going to go, I'm sorry, from -2. That's the problem. You're going to go -2 here, so you're going to go, and let me do another color. You're starting at this -2, so you're going to go up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's where you are. So that checks out. Just a check. Think about it.